Hey everybody, I'm AceTrainerLiam and today I'm going to be answering your questions. So the other day I asked you to suggest questions for a question and answer video and you guys delivered. It was awesome, the response I got from you guys, so thank you all so much for sending in your questions. I've tried to answer as many as I can without the video being too long, and also I apologise in advance to anybody that sent me like a freaking paragraph with like 10 questions in. It's just not fair to other people for me to like answer 10 of yours in a row and then miss some of theirs out. So I've tried to stick to where people have just asked me single questions, just so I can get to as many people as possible. And also, before I start, I want to say a big thank you to QDude24, who designed the new AceTrainerLiam sprite that you can see on my channel art. Thank you very much, QDude. You always help me out, buddy. But without further ado, let's get to answering your questions. Is your name actually Liam? Yes. Good start. Do you have a 3DS? If yes, what's your friend code? I do have a 3DS and my friend code, it's on my Facebook page, but I'll pop it in the description below as well so you guys can add me. You've already stated that the water type is your favourite type, but are there any other types that you gravitate towards for whatever reason? Probably the electric type. I like quite a few electric type Pokemon. Maybe flying, just because they're convenient. There are a couple of grass Pokemon I like, and maybe a few dragons, but I'd probably say water and electric overall. Maybe psychic. Well, I like a couple of... It's really hard actually. I mean, I love water Pokemon, that's undeniable, but for the other types, I'm gonna say electric, just because that was the first one that popped into my head, so it must be. Gotta open this goddamn window. This place is freaking boiling. Ugh. Show my ass off to the world. Like, it's making my hair go awful. I mean, the roots are coming through, so it looks freaking awful anyway. And it's really, because of that little line of my roots, it's really showing off my massive forehead. DMF, dangerously massive forehead, should be a recognised condition. I should get free stuff for it. Send me free stuff. What are your feelings towards Digimon? PS, love your videos. Well, first of all, thank you very much. That's greatly appreciated. As for Digimon, yeah, I really enjoy it actually. I honestly haven't watched it though for easily, I'd say about 10 years, which makes me feel really old, but I did enjoy it. I watched it, I mean, you guys could probably tell me which season I watched up to. I watched the season where Digimon was the main bad guy. I watched the season where Myotismon was the main bad guy, and then they went from the Digi world into the human world, and they were against, was it Meta Myotismon or Pseudo Myotismon or Neo some other form of Myotismon. And then I watched the season with the 4 bad guys where they had Machinedramon, Puppetmon, Piedmon and Metal Seedramon. That was freaking awesome. And then that's kind of the time where I stopped watching it, so I haven't really watched it since. I know they've included loads of things like DNA Digivolution where 2 Digimon form together maybe? I don't know, I haven't watched enough of it, but I would love to go back and watch the old series because I used to love the original Digidestined, and yeah, I enjoy Digimon in a nutshell, basically. Thank you for your question. Do you have any hobbies outside of Pokemon that are a big part of your life? Yes, I do. Pokemon is obviously a massive part of my life. I love Pokemon so much, but I do enjoy professional wrestling quite a lot. Like, I watch that as much as I can. I really do enjoy it. I know it's fake. Before anybody in the comments has to tell me, man, did you know professional wrestling's fake? Yes, I'm very aware. As a freaking man of my age, I know that it's choreographed. I won't say fake because I've seen many very real injuries and I know how hard those canvases are, and it ain't comfortable to fall on from freaking 1 feet, let alone the 15 feet that they sometimes jump from. So yeah, it's staged, but I really do enjoy it. I enjoy the athleticism, sometimes I enjoy the storylines, not so much in the last like 5 or 10 years because I don't know who the hell is writing it, but they're not doing the job that they should. But yeah, I enjoy professional wrestling, I enjoy tropical fish keeping, which, you know, this thing is probably my pride and joy. Perfect timing, Herbie. Herbie is my giant gourami. She is absolutely freaking beautiful. Before anyone tells me as well, I know the tank I've got isn't the best size for her fully grown form because she's going to go from that to like this freaking long. But once we've got a bigger space to move out, we're going to give Herbie a nice big 6 to 8 foot tank and she will be happy, happy, happy. I also have loads of other little fish in there as well, but Herbie's the best. Herbie is freaking, she's got so much character, you little cow. Other than that, I like to watch movies and stuff, but I hate when people say that's a hobby. That's not a hobby, that's just something most people do, go to the movies. So yeah, professional wrestling, tropical fish keeping, that's my main thing. And YouTube itself has become a massive hobby for me, because before I started this channel I didn't really make videos all that much. I didn't really know what to do, I didn't know how to edit, I didn't know how to use Photoshop, but doing YouTube has taught me so many things that it's become a hobby for me. I have fun doing this, and that's why sometimes Ellie probably gets a bit annoyed, because I spend way too much time wanting to make videos rather than spending time with those that love me. Oops. But you guys love me, don't you? So that's kind of the same thing. Who's your favourite enemy team leader? Obviously we're back to talking about Pokemon. My favourite enemy team leader, now I do like Archie from Team Aqua. I really think he's funny, he's a great character, because he's not your generic bad guy. He's a little bit on the stupid side, and it's kind of cute in a way for saying he's a big burly pirate guy. But my favourite enemy team leader has got to be Giovanni from Team Rocket. I mean, he is your quintessential sinister, evil organization leader. He's not some weird cult leader with some weird master plan about a new world. He is literally like, go get me Pokemon, steal them, and just, I'll sell them on for loads of money. And that's how he runs his organization. It makes complete practical sense. And it's, you know, the leader of the Poke Mafia, basically. Giovanni oozes coolness. What is your opinion about Infernape? Ooh, I've been wanting to talk about Infernape and Sceptile. I want to talk about Infernape and Sceptile in answer to this question, because my top 10 Pokemon owned by Ash Ketchum video, the most common comment I get on there is, why is Infernape not in this list? Why is Sceptile not in this list? I'll tell you why they're not in the list. And it isn't that I dislike them. I like Infernape and I like Sceptile. But, unfortunately, for those of you who love Infernape and Sceptile, I don't like them as much as the 10 that I chose in the video. That's all. So the reason they're not in is because they didn't make my personal top 10. That's the only reason. I've got nothing against them. I don't think Infernape's crap. I don't think Sceptile's crap. I just like the other Pokemon more. It's as simple as that. I've been wanting to talk about this for quite a while, but I didn't think it warranted a whole video. So thank you so much for asking this question. I don't have any problem with Infernape. It's stupidly fast, it looks kind of cool, and that's about it as far as my liking of Infernape goes. You know, and out of Ash's Pokemon, I just happen to like Hawlucha, Frogadier, Pikachu, Charizard. I can't remember the whole list because I did it ages ago. But all the Pokemon that are in that top 10 list, I unfortunately like more than Infernape and Sceptile. Maybe they were 11 and 12, who knows? But that's why they're not in the list. So thank you, and that is my opinion on Infernape. And it's, oh, I nearly said Insectile, but that sounds like a weird, like, ghost Pokemon crossover. How are you today? Fine, thanks for asking. What YouTubers do you watch, if any? Well, let's go for PokeTubers first, because that's obviously a little close to home. I love J-Wits. I think he is incredible, and he is a pure inspiration to me. Like, he taught me, like, part of the reason I'm here is because of J-Wits, because he taught me that if you love Pokemon, or if you love anything, this doesn't just count for Pokemon, you shouldn't be afraid to show the world that you love it. You know, I have often shied away from talking about things that I like in life because I've been worried about what other people can think. But I've just got to the point where I'm like, I don't care. And J-Wits helped me get to that point. I don't care what other people think of me. Like, I'd like to be liked by people, that'd be great. But I'm never going to change what I enjoy. I'm never going to stop liking Pokemon just because other people tell me that I should. And J-Wits, that's the message that he gives off to me. It doesn't matter who you are, enjoy what you enjoy and make a good job of enjoying it. Other PokeTubers I like are Dookie Shed, because the guy is funny as hell. And I do watch a lot of Tamashii Hiroka as well, because her videos are very, very interesting actually. Like, a lot of them are really in-depth about theories and glitches and things like that, and I definitely think she works hard at what she does. In terms of non-Pokemon YouTubers, just like pretty much everybody else on YouTube, I watch PewDiePie, because he wins at YouTube. He is just perfect at what he does. He makes everybody laugh. He makes great, different, varied content. You know, yeah, he plays, you know, he does loads of gameplay, that's his thing. But he does loads of other little videos with, like, weird stuff he finds online. And that, to me, he just, it's hard to put into words, but he's just got the perfect formula. And that's why he's the most viewed person on YouTube, because his videos are top quality. Another one, oh, how can I forget? Jack's Films. I always watch Jack's Films. I mean, Your Grammar Sucks lured me in because I am a real grammar Nazi. At the same time, his new series that he does, Yesterday I Asked You, is freaking hilarious every single day. And that's because of the contributions from all his fans, which is amazing. If you could make a Pokemon based on any animal for 7th generation, what would it be and what type would you make it? The question is, what animals haven't been done? See, I want to say a catfish, but Whiscash is a catfish. But, you can't really see her in here, but I have a featherfin catfish. I'd like to see something like that, where the, you know, it's like a catfish, but the fin is freaking huge. But, oh, Tilly, do you not like catfish? Okay, we won't talk about catfish. Tilly doesn't like them. What animals haven't been done? You've really actually stumped me. We've had dinosaurs, I suppose. We haven't really had a Stegosaurus Pokemon. I'm sure Ellie would like that. No, I have no idea. I really have no idea. What do you think of flying type Pokemon, since they're the opposite of water type Pokemon in a way? What do you mean? How is flying the opposite of water? I really don't understand this question. I mean, I understand the first part. What do I think of flying type Pokemon? They're a necessity. We need them. I like flying type Pokemon. I wouldn't say I love them, but they're there. But I don't know why they're the opposite to water. I would think more electricity or fire would be the opposite of water, because water puts out fire and it conducts electricity. I don't really know. Are you thinking like the sea is like another world, and then the sky is like a different world? But birds live generally on land, in like trees and shit, and then they fly, and the only time they're in the sky is when they're flying, really. So I don't know why they're the opposite of water. I'm sorry. Did you know you are a cutie? Why, thank you very much. I've only included this question because it made my day yesterday. I had a really stressful day because my car failed its MOT, which for people who aren't from England, an MOT is basically a test that your car has every year to say whether it is roadworthy and drivable. And my car failed it. It didn't just fail it once though, it failed on 13 different things, and also had 7 advisory things where they're like, you really should get this changed, but it won't fail you. So 13 fails on an MOT meant I ain't replacing that car. So we've taken it to the scrapyard today. So that made me a bit sad, but always good to be called a cutie. Thank you very much. You mentioned before you're a professional wrestling fan. My question is, who is your favourite wrestler of all time? Mine is Kurt Angle and The Rock, among others. Well, The Rock is fantastic. I mean, he is the ultimate wrestler because he has superseded the wrestling world. He's transcended the wrestling world and become one of the most well-known action stars in Hollywood. Kurt Angle, arguably one of probably the greatest technical wrestler of all time. I'd love Kurt Angle to come back to WWE just for one last run before he retires, because the guy's getting beaten and battered and old, and he does need to hang it up really for his own health's sake. But I'd like him to come to WWE just for one last run before he retires so that he can go in the Hall of Fame, and that'll just be amazing. Plus I just want to hear him come out to his proper WWE theme tune one last time. In terms of my favourite wrestler of all time, there are some wrestlers that I've just liked for years. I've always liked Kane, although I'm struggling with him lately because he's just gone completely stale character-wise. I've always been a big Rhino fan, and I'd probably say my favourite wrestler of all time, which probably won't come as a surprise to some people, is CM Punk. I know it's going to annoy a lot of people as well, because there are people, he's really like freaking the Marmite of wrestling. You either love CM Punk or you detest CM Punk. It's really like that. But I'm excited to see his UFC career because I want to see him do well. I agree with what he says. He's either going to go in and do awesome, or he's going to go in and get the crap kicked out of him. But I want to see it either way. I support the guy. He never backs down from what he believes in, and that's something I hold dear to myself. Do you play Minecraft? I actually don't. I've really, honestly never seen the appeal of it. I don't like that it's pixelated. Like, I think what's the point in us spending the last like 20 years making games with super high graphical content to then go, let's make it look like it was made on the most basic computer ever. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously you could argue the same for Pokemon, but Pokemon looks cartoony and that's the style it's supposed to be. But with Minecraft, like, I just don't get it. I've never understood it. I mean, I will honestly say, you know, it's impressive. Some of the things people build in Minecraft, these amazing towers, and I've seen someone who's built a Millennium Falcon in it and stuff like that, but I've just never seen the appeal of playing it. So, sorry, are you Irish? No, I'm English. My mum and dad are English, my grandma and granddad are English. Probably my ancestors down the line were probably Anglo-Saxons and probably come from like Germanic places. But no, I'm not Irish. My name is Irish, which probably is why you've asked the question. But what is a name nowadays, you know? We have people called Apple and Cinnamon. Names are just names now. You can't really determine where someone's from by them a lot of the time. Do you support the idea of Mega Chandelure, Mega Tropius, and a Pokemon based on a Narwhal and a Pokemon based on a Toucan? Well, let's cover, like, that's quite a big question, but I'll go for it because it's technically you've made it into one question. Mega Chandelure. Yeah, I think Chandelure is pretty beautiful and a nice simple design for a Pokemon, so yeah, by all means give it a Mega form. Tropius. Yeah, something could be done with it, I suppose, so we could have a Mega Tropius. Don't know what you'd do to it. Give it more wings, give it more bananas. Are they bananas? Don't really know. Fruit. A Pokemon based on a Narwhal. Yeah, a lot of people have been asking for this, and I'd totally like to see a Narwhal Pokemon. I mean, it would probably end up being quite a lot similar to, like, Walrein, but obviously it would have a huge horn, and I realise the action I've just done means that loads of people can make gifs of me calling myself a dickhead. Pokemon based on a Toucan. If you want. I guess it's not been done. I just realised there are two animals in this question that I could have said in the animals that could be made into Pokemon question, and I didn't even think of them. Well done. 2 question. Can we be friends? If you subscribe to me, you're already my friend. And why did I dye my hair? Well, simple really. One day I was bored and I said, Ellie, do you want to bleach my hair? And she was like, yeah I do. So then we did it. And I kind of like how it turned out. I don't like it today because all the roots are coming through and I need to re-bleach it, but I think it looks better on me than my previous hair did. And because my previous hair, I looked really plain and boring, and this is just something a little bit more interesting, a little bit more modern for me. So there we go. Have you ever played any Pokemon spin-off games? And if so, which is your favourite game series? Mine's a tie between the Mystery Dungeon series and the Colosseum series. I have played a few spin-off games. I did start Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team, and I really need to pick that series back up. Some of you have been like, where is it? Why have you stopped doing it? I'm just finding it hard to get into, actually. Like, I enjoy it, but I enjoy everything else so much more, Pokemon-wise. So maybe I should try a different Mystery Dungeon game, or maybe I should just grit my teeth and play through Blue Rescue Team a bit more. Maybe there's something I'm missing. I played Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Stadium when the N64 was big. I like both of those. So I haven't played a lot. Like, I haven't played Pokemon Ranger, I haven't played Colosseum, but I've heard brilliant things about it. But certainly I'd like to play more spin-off games, and maybe in the future I'll play them on the channel for you. What are you most excited about or would like to see from Pokemon in 2016? Generation 7. I know a lot of people think it's too soon, but I just love having as much Pokemon as I can. Like, is Mystery Dungeon coming out this year? Super Mystery Dungeon? I think it is. So yeah, 2016, give us Generation 7, or give us some kind of 3DS version of Pokken Tournament. That would be freaking cool. When is your birthday? Mine's May 21st. Mine is November the 28th, which is very soon. Why did you start YouTube? I started YouTube because I was a bit bored of, like, general day-to-day life. You know, I didn't have any real hobbies apart from the fish tank and professional wrestling, and I was like, I need something to do when I'm not watching wrestling and when I'm not sorting the fish tank out, because fish tanks, once you've got them set up, aquariums, they're really freaking easy maintenance, especially tropical fish tanks. They don't take a lot of cleaning, you know, once a week is how often I clean the tank, and it takes me like half an hour, so it doesn't really take up a lot of my time. Granted, I can sit and watch these freaking things go back and forth for like 3 hours at a time because I just zone out, and I've got the hiccups apparently. But yeah, I started YouTube because I needed something to do. I thought, what do I enjoy and what can I like build upon? And I thought, I really love Pokemon, and these guys that do Pokemon videos on YouTube seem to have so much fun doing it. Maybe I'll enjoy doing it. And then I did my top 5 starters video, and I did more videos from there, and I just really started enjoying it. And like I said before, I learned how to use Photoshop very basically, and I learned how to use things like Sony Vegas, and I learned to use programs I wouldn't normally use. And so YouTube just gave me something to do. And now I really enjoy it because the more like subscribers I get and the more you guys comment on my videos and things, it just makes me feel really positive. And I've mentioned in a previous video that I suffer with depression, and now YouTube is such a good outlet for me. I feel it really benefits me. It really, God, my hands are shiny today. It really just makes me feel that little bit better. Like just hearing from you guys, just knowing you guys are enjoying what I'm doing, makes me feel a little bit more like necessary to the world. You know, I don't feel like the world would be better off without me anymore. Do you know what I mean? Which is really sad, but at the same time, it's positive because YouTube is helping me get through what I'm going through, and it's great. And you guys are freaking awesome. I love each and every one of you. Is there anything about the metagame you dislike? I dislike how complicated it is. Like I've said before, I don't generally do competitive battling. I go online and I have a few battles for fun, but it's just so complicated because I have to know every single Pokemon and every single potential setup for those Pokemon in case you send out that Pokemon against me, and I need to know what strategy to think you're going to take. Like the whole point of a metagame is you have to basically study to make sure that you think your opponent knows what you're thinking, so that you know what they're thinking you're thinking, so you can change your strategy based on that. And I'm just like, man, can't I just fight Pokemon? Can't I just have Pokemon battles? No, I have to go to freaking PokemonBattleSchool.com or something to go and learn about all the potential setups for potential Pokemon, and it takes a bit of the fun out of it. And I know some of you will argue, actually Liam, it puts the fun into it because it makes the game more engaging and more challenging. And I'm like, yeah, cool, if that's your opinion, that's great. But for me, too complicated for this simple mind. What's your favourite video game series besides Pokemon? Well, obviously, oh, you won't be able to see it. Abe's Odyssey is a big part of my childhood, so I definitely love Abe's Odyssey and Abe's Exodus. Don't really like the Munch Oddworld games, and I didn't really play Stranger's Wrath all that much. Other than that, Metal Gear Solid is a series of games that I freaking adore. I love the Metal Gear Solid series. I find it so in-depth and so well thought out, and just quirky and funny at the same time. I loved BioShock 1, 2 and Infinite. And I loved the Final Fantasy series of games. I played from 7 to 13 and I really enjoyed all of them. I think the stories are great. I like that it's a different story every time. And I just like the characters and the setup, and I really like turn-based battle systems. I don't know why, but they just work for me. I'm a slow gamer, I think. And I like the stealth aspect of Metal Gear Solid. That's probably why that appeals to me. Although I still somehow get caught all the time. But yeah, those are the game series that I like, as well as, you know, classics like Crash Bandicoot. Play Crash Bandicoot for days, it's so good. If you were to be a Pokemon gym leader, what type would you use and what would your team be? I would be a water type gym leader, would you believe? And my team would be, let's see, Frogadier, Lapras, Gyarados, Sharpedo, and Poliwhirl, would you believe? That would be my gym, and everybody would beat me every single time. I'd be the first gym, in fact, so I'd probably have like Poliwhirl and Gyarados, and everybody would beat me. And the last question, my question is, do you have a girlfriend, and how old are you? I'm 26 years old, and I'll be 27 on November the 28th. And yes, I do have a girlfriend, would you believe? She's actually my fiancée, because I proposed to her at London Tower Bridge last December. She's Ellie, that I mention all the time, and she can actually be seen in my 5 Signs You May Be Obsessed with Pokemon Part 2, when I slam the door in her face. If you want to follow Ellie on Twitter, her handle is @EllieBlueface. And she does have a shop on Etsy selling little dinosaur trinkets and things, which I'll pop in the description below. And that'll do it for today's questions. I apologise if I have missed your question out or if I didn't get to answer it. I just didn't want the video to be too long. I'm already conscious that it's gone on for way too long. I will do another one of these in the future, so don't feel like you've missed out. Depending how much feedback we get for this video will determine how soon I do the next one, but I'll keep you guys posted. As always, thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you thought, or if there are any other questions you want to ask me in the next Q&A. I'll take questions from the comment section here and from the video that I make to tell you when the next Q&A will be. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you want to follow me. I also have Pokemon Amino. Again, everything's in the description below. But until next time, I'm AceTrainerLiam. Keep on training.